My name is Ndivile and I'm with GenderCC Southern Africa, Women for Climate Justice. Our work is around climate justice and gender justice. We work with communities, women's group and smallholder farmers. And also we advocate at policy level, working with governments from local to the national level. I've been following the UNFCCC processes and following on agriculture and adaptation. And I must say that when I look at agriculture, it is really frustrating and it is a concern that it has been neglected and it's not given the attention that it needs. Agriculture is the backbone of life, and as someone who comes from Africa, it's very critical, it's very important, because with the impacts of climate change that we're facing, droughts, heat waves and floods, which are affecting our food security. Food sovereignty is an important aspect of our life as Africans, because it's not really about food and nutrition, but it's about tradition, culture and heritage and value systems. Communities are affected adversely, especially women. We have women in majority who are single mothers, who are unemployed, who are trying everything else, hustling to make a living and also to get by. And there's a lot of food shortage, food insecurity, lack of access to water and electricity. But most importantly, these women are concerned about how they are going to feed their children, how they are going to put food on the table. They've tried other means to make their own food. However, with the issue of scarce land in South Africa, and where they stay, there is not even land. That's where we came in as an organization, as GenderCC, to help them find land that they can cultivate to make their own food, so that they can be food secured.
My name is Judy Masuku. I am at the Gardens of Grace in Newlands. We started this garden 2022 after surveying the place, the community around us. Hunger and poverty is within the area. So we came up with an idea of starting a garden to facilitate the principles of organic farming, so that at least we alleviate poverty and at the same time give job opportunity to others, and also they will get some food. In 2022, when we surveyed, we had only this land which is around here, but it was a forest. So since we had no funds, enough funds, the GenderCC, they came up with an idea of supporting us. We started with the training, and I'm one of the facilitators, so I could facilitate how to grow vegetables using principles of organic. We had 10 participants, and mostly were ladies. We started with fruit trees. After fruit trees, and then we started the garden. So the garden has really improved the lives of the people who are working here.
We also supply them with cold room where they can be able to store their produce before they go and sell. So that helps them with understanding the process of food, how food is produced, the importance of it, and also income generation for them, and that they should respect and value the land, how important the soil is, and this link between humans and the environment. When we observed how communities are affected by the impacts of climate change, and also with South Africa having the three challenges of poverty, high levels of poverty, high levels of inequalities, and also unemployment. And we thought combining everything, teaching them about the environment, about climate change, how they can adapt, build resilience, and also help them to be able to generate income for themselves and start their own small business as entrepreneurs. With the interventions that we have made at local level, we have seen some women who have taken this seriously. They are now training other communities about agroecology, besides them being able to sell their produce to other street vendors who are coming to buy in bulk from them, but they are being called in workshops, in events where they can talk about agroecology and train and be paid for training others. So for us, that's success, that's progress, because we started with these women from knowing nothing, but today they are able to go out there and showcase their work and also train others.
My name is Refilo Mulife. I'm a farmer and an agro-processor. What I do here, I teach the community and the university students how to plant their own food. I also go in people's houses doing backyard farming, and I also add value to my spinach, beetroot, and chilies by making sauces. I make chili sauces, I make ginger shots, to help when it's cold like this, we can have something to drink. I started in the inner city farm in Bertrams. Now I am here because they are building a multi-purpose center. So I carry on teaching my community how to feed themselves and teaching the young youth to know how to plant their own food. We also go to schools, primary schools, and plant food for the children so that they can feed their children with the food which is natural grown food without chemicals. So the reason for me to start this was to alleviate poverty and create food so that no one goes to bed without food, with an empty stomach.
My name is Visile Mfumane. I'm here at Fountain Youth Farm because I'm here to study agriculture and to study agro-processing on how to start planting and how to sustain food security. What inspired me is that in my location where I'm from, people are suffering from hunger, people are suffering from diseases. So I could see that since when I know how to plant, I could start something and start to feed the community and inspire them or motivate them to eat healthy food, especially fresh from the ground. What I learned since I came here is that how to plant and how to be in the farming industry, how to deal with people and customers, how to feed the nation or the community, and how to spread the word of how we must plant and why we must plant.
As a farmer, we face a lot of challenges because since there's climate change, everything has changed because you cannot predict what's going to happen next month. Things change, we face a lot of floods and things like that. So we transit to other things which are sustainable, which are very resilient to these changes of the climate. We plant things so that when it comes winter, those things are strong enough to stand the winter. Even when it comes the drought, we know that we can plant so that when it comes with a lot of rain, sometimes we do have shadiness to safeguard our plants.
When it comes to mitigation, if we're still focusing on industrialized or commercialized type of agriculture, then we're not going anywhere. We're not putting an effort in reducing the emissions. And most importantly, adaptation, because people at local level, communities are suffering, are on the front line of climate impacts. And as we are seeing that Africa is getting hungrier every day, and there's no food security taking place in Africa. So the gap is that the progress or development is regressing, especially of Africa, of poor communities and developing countries, because adaptation in agriculture is not being addressed to make sure that people get the food and agriculture is addressed, and the methods, the approach is done the right way, where people can get enough food and in nutritious food.